Good morning. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live. Number 190. What are we up to? 193 right now. For this Monday, October 27th. I'm your host, Rod, here in sunny Philadelphia today, but it's still a brisk morning out. I mean, fall's officially here. We can just say that. I'm here with some of my good friends in the chat. I got two people here. Big up to y'all. Big up to y'all. Air horns going out there for y'all. Oh, that was a meow. My bad. Air horns going out for y'all. Today we got a few news topics to talk about. This is the show where we talk about today's tech topics. We talk about today's eInk topics and random stuff here and there as well. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, give me a like. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, subscribe. And if you want a badge by your name, you can hit the join button as well. All right. First thing we're going to have to talk about here is going to be a couple of random things that I wanted to get out there. First of all, the Bills dominated yesterday. So that's a thing. I mean, I got to say it when, representing the day. Bills dominated last night. Who else? Eagles. The Eagles did their thing too. The Louvre robbers were caught. Just random information. Louvre robbers were caught. Some of them, not all of them. I don't think they collected any of the jewels. I was upset about that. We talked about it in last week's lives. Yeah, that was depressing. But to find out that some of them got caught, good. I'm glad. And lastly, the government is still shut down. The government is still shut down. Morning. I'll take a meow. It's a Monday after all. No doubt, Sheen. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. What else we got here? Let's go ahead and jump into the news, shall we? The first thing we got up is going to be about Apple. So Apple, I talked a lot about Apple's iPhone launches recently and how I didn't like the Pro. Just my personal thing. It's doing well. And how I love the Air. Personal thing. It's not doing well. So it turns out that the Air, although it's more robust than what most people were giving it credit for because of how thin it was, and the battery life was good considering how thin it was as well. So despite all of those things, it was a pretty decent phone. People didn't care. It didn't have the specs as the bigger phones, and people seemingly weren't willing to pay that Apple premium for a device that didn't meet the spec sheets of their other devices. So they are not halting production, but they're severely slowing production of the iPhone Airs. I guess thin phones aren't in. Who knew? Next thing we got up here is going to be about Tesla. So this is coming from the Discord, and Mag Max mode. I didn't know this was a thing, but clearly there's profiles on Tesla's semi-autonomous driving vehicles. I'm gonna say semi because they're not fully there yet. But the point is, the semi nature of the autonomy, you can set profiles to. So it will drive at a regular pace, or you can set it to drive at a faster pace. And then here at Mad Max mode, you can set it to drive at insanely fast speeds. And I guess this mode is driving more erratically than normal, and it's like got people on alert. I would not do this. I guess I wouldn't sit in a car that was automatically driving unless there was years of testing that told me that I was going to be okay. You know what I mean? There's nothing about what's happening right now that's telling me I'm going to be okay. Waymos seemingly are doing really well out west. I think they have Waymos in Texas too. Aaron, good morning. Thanks for joining. Let me know if they have you seen any Waymos in Texas? I think Houston, but yeah, let me know if you've seen any out there. I love my iPhone Air. Yeah, you know what? I didn't buy the iPhone Air, but if I was buying an iPhone, that would have been the iPhone I was buying for sure. What else we got here? OpenAI. So OpenAI reportedly developing new generative music tool. And this tool right here is going to be a text-based music generation tool. A lot of the music generation tools are sound-based. Some are text-based as well, but I would imagine this is going to be really good coming from OpenAI. This is interesting to me because as being a content creator, having royalty-free music that you can have just generated, I know it sucks, but it would be nice just to have some generic music that I didn't, you don't have to have a license for. I don't need anything crazy or fancy. Just some generic music to play in the background that YouTube won't hit me with a copyright strike for. That would be great. Doesn't have to be really good. Just something. So this is interesting to me, and I can't wait till they produce this so I can try to see if it works for my needs. How's it going, Dr. Lane? Good morning. So I can see if this thing will work for my needs. It might not though. So we'll definitely see. What else we got here? Google Gemini. So Google Gemini is now generating presentations. So this article is basically talking about just the generation aspect of this latest Gemini drop that's coming in on October 22nd. But there are a few things being added on October 22nd. So if you're a Gemini user, I say October 22nd, October 27th, which is today. So they're going to be dropping more of these tidbits here. And this update is basically bringing presentation software to help you actually that you can put images in, and it will auto-generate presentations based off those images. We actually talked about this last week as well, a little bit. We hinted at it a little bit because they were talking about on their blog how they were going to be releasing this, and now is at the time they're going to be doing this. So super interesting if you're using Gemini. They have other chatbots that do similar things to this. My thing is that this is cool because it's Google, and if you use Google Drive, this is going to be one of those things that's going to be great, like for you to use. It's going to be a native thing, so you can just pull your own documents from Google Drive, use them in Google Gemini, and yeah, that's the way I want to see this work. Using the data I already have in the cloud, just pull it into the chat bot and have it do something with it with natural prompts, right? That would be the goal of this. So I think this is the most interesting aspect of the drop that's happening. But I do believe that a lot of the other things that they're going to be dropping are going to be helpful as well. I'm going to dive into all of this. And if I see anything interesting, I'll let you guys know. How's it going, Palm? Morning. Always Sunny music is royalty free. I would. Ooh, Always Sunny music. Okay, I'll try that. Thanks, Dr. Ling. What else we got here? All right, so Microsoft Pilot gets Mico avatar, long-term memory, and health features. So I was looking at this, and it made me think of Clippy, obviously, and that Clippy was mentioned a lot of times through this article, and I think another one we have in here as well. But basically, this is just giving a face to Copilot, essentially, and a voice, essentially, to Copilot. And it also adds some unique features. One of the unique features I thought that this particular update is going to add is the ability to have groups of people collaborate together with this particular instance of the chatbot. So say you start a project asking the chatbot about a certain thing that you want help on. You can invite up to, I think, 32 or 36 other people into that chat to also add information to that chat, to query the AI based on the information that's already in that chat. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was really, really interesting. Along with a lot of other things that bring it into parity with other chatbots, like adding memory, right? Adding the ability to have personalized results. So a lot of those things are just adding parity to a already established tool in Copilot. So I'm looking forward to this, looking forward to using it. Also, Aaron is a big user of this. Let me know what you think, Aaron, if you get a chance to check out this Mico deal. I know you're a big user of Copilot there. What else we got? OpenAI building. We already talked about the music generator. We already did that. Last thing we're going to talk about for news is basically Amazon takes back a statement they made that we talked about last week as well. We brought up the story where Amazon went on record as saying that the reading experience won't be as good on the Kindle Scribe ColorSoft as it is on the black and white device. He was just, I forgot what executive made that comment, but whoever that was essentially was just saying an eInk truth, right? This is just something that's inherent to eInk devices that anyone who's already in the eInk space knows, but people who aren't familiar with eInk would look at that and be like, oh, wow, why would I buy that if the experience is going to be worse? Well, no matter what color device you get, the reading is going to be better on a black and white device, and that's just the nature of color eInk devices as of right now. So I thought that was really interesting that they would pull it down, though. But I guess, like I said, this is anyone not in the eInk world would read that the wrong way. So I guess I kind of understand why they would take it down. But he was just stating the eInk truth that people took as him making it seem like the experience would be bad on the Scribe ColorSoft, but it's going to be as good as any other color device as far as the screen is concerned. Now, tools and other factors like writing experience and all that, we don't know. Oh, good morning, BM, sir. How's it going? So yeah, that's one of those things right there that I thought was interesting and worth bringing up in this conversation. And now I think if I can get the button right, is this? Oh, we'll find out, chat. Not. It's. Oh boy, that was the wrong. And we're back. All right. How was the levels on that? I'm trying to get it working properly, so where it comes in, fades out, and leaves me in the picture. We'll get there eventually. We'll get there. But yeah, let me know how the volume was on that, you guys. Now, just talking about a couple of things I've been thinking about over the weekend, and that's the Amazon Kindle or Amazon Scribe ColorSoft, and what's going on with that. We don't know a release date yet. If you guys have heard anything, you let me know, but I haven't found a release date for that device yet. I haven't heard any more tidbits about the software yet. A lot of things I haven't been able to ascertain about this device that I really want pretty badly. How are you guys feeling about the ColorSoft since it's been launched? Have you heard any other interesting tidbits? Is it something that you have been thinking about getting? Have you decided not to get it? Let me know. Let me know how you feel about that, because I really am looking forward to getting this device. Let's pull up a Kindle Soft here. I am looking forward to getting this device for a couple of reasons, and we're going to talk about a couple of those in a second here. Scribe ColorSoft. Let's pull up the ColorSoft here. All right, so like I said, I haven't seen any other tidbits of any information about a release date or any other tidbits about the specs or what the software is going to be like. Whether it's updated from the old software, which I definitely think it will be. I'm looking for more information on the screen surface technology, because they use a different process than what I'm used to hearing about in these devices. Typically we'll hear about the film that's put over the displays for a writing surface, right, to get that friction going, or to give you a little bit of friction, a little bit of feedback. But a lot of companies are going with the etched glass, right? So you got the etched glass, and then you have the lamination that goes over these screens to give it that writing feel, or that writing texture, or paper-like texture. But they're using a different technology to where it's in the mold, so it's the molded glass friction. So which typically doesn't add a lot of friction to the surface. That's usually used for glare protection. So I'm curious as to what that's going to be like, and I haven't been able to find any information about that either. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Aaron says it's new software, adding a new workspace system for note taking. Yeah, I heard that, but I haven't seen that I haven't seen what that's going to be like, and haven't really talked about what that's going to be like, Aaron. If you have any more detail, let me know. I can't wait to buy it, says Aaron. Levels are good. Thanks, Farm. So, Aaron, yeah, I'm looking forward to buying this. I really am. When it hits, I'm buying it ASAP. Now, I'm really thinking about this because of this device here, the Note Air 5C, which is available now on the Amazon store. And I'm thinking about that, and I'm just like, which of these devices would be the better color device? Now, firstly, I would say Onyx with the 5C. That's just what I would say if you would have asked me on, 3 months ago, before I heard about the Scribe ColorSoft, or the Scribe ColorSoft. I would have just said the Note Air 5C would be better than anything the Scribe could attempt to be, right? But seeing how the redesign is taking hold, seeing who is in charge, I won't say his name, seeing who's in charge, seeing the different direction that they're taking with this, then I think about the Note Air 5C here, which is essentially like, I've been trying to find information about this device too to see what's different and new. Same SoC as the Note Air 4C, which I had a huge problem with. I documented in many videos my problems with the Note Air 4C. Like poorly optimized in my opinion. But that's just me. That's just been my experience. Other people have had a great time with the Note Air 4C, not me. So I'm thinking if it's got the same SoC, unless they've optimized it or done something that makes it run a lot better, because to me the Note Air 4C didn't run as good as the Note Air 3C. And I have tests and numbers like that prove that, and those are documented as well on my YouTube channel. But so the SoC is the same unless they've optimized it in some way, which I hope they have, because if they haven't, it's going to be the same unoptimized mess that the Note Air 4C was for me. I use a lot of admittedly I use a lot of layers. But it wasn't just in my notes and layers that it was bogged down. It was bogged down in other areas too. Transfer speeds were poor comparatively. So I'm just hoping that the Note Air 5C is better. But if you ask me if you ask me right now, who would I put my money on that's going to have a better device? I'm going to say this one right here. The Scribe ColorSoft. I'm putting my money on the Scribe ColorSoft being better than the Note Air 5C. How's it going? Good morning. I really am. I'm fine with the Note Air 4C, so I would not get the 5C. Same here. I mean, there's no real reason to, Aaron, as far as I know right now. They're both sporting Kaleido 3 screens. They're both sporting the same size battery. They're both sporting the same SoC. They're both sporting the same amount of RAM, the same amount of storage. Like, what's different? Like, why is there a 5C if there's nothing different? And that's my question. No, the 5C is probably the better all-around tablet. Well, I'm just talking about note-taking. I'm always approaching this from a note-taking standpoint. Yeah, Onyx devices can do a lot more than every other device, that doesn't have Android, right? Or that doesn't have the Apple Play Store, right? But just pure note taking, the tools you get for the note taking, can I index my notes like I want to? Do I have all the tools available to me for editing? Does it run well? Is it speedy? Does it handle layers? I think for the things that matter to me, and I don't care about the Android store at all in a note taker. Like, it's cool that Onyx has that, and that's a bonus, right? I don't really download a lot of apps though to my eInk devices, to my Boox devices. So that's not even I don't personally care about that. Yes, it has functionality, but that's not functionality I personally take advantage of all that much. So I can deal without it. I can deal without the Google Play Store. And in that case, if we're just talking about note taking, I think the Scribe would win. Now, I don't know this. I'm just telling you guys from what I understand. The Scribe looks better than the Note Air 5C. I mean, it's just a way better design to me. And I don't think, would any one of you argue that point? Who likes the Note Air 5C design over the Kindle Scribe ColorSoft design? It just looks better. It's a way more pleasing to look at device. Comes in colors. This thing right here hasn't changed. The Note Air series hasn't changed since the first one, I don't think. At least the two. We're using the same hardware design, for these devices. And I get at the speed at which they iterate, I guess it wouldn't make sense to change the design that often for every release. But geez, I mean, change it every other release at least. They haven't changed it at all. And just so we know, the same hardware, some of the same hardware problems that the Note Air 3C had carried over to the Note Air 4C. And I'm expecting some of those to carry over to the Note Air 5C. If I had a better color option, I would choose it. Right now, there is no better color option for drawing, in my opinion, than the Note Air 4C, now the 5C. But if Amazon does a good job with the ColorSoft, I'm selling my Note Air 4C and never looking at another Note device from Onyx. I mean, other than the Note Max. I mean, that would be the for color. I'd be good as long as it gives me the tools I need, and like I said, is fast enough to keep up with what I want to do. Now let's go to the chat. I don't use layers on the 4C. The 4C is fine for me. Yeah, like I said, if you don't use layers and if you don't do some of the other things that I do, then it would probably never be a problem. But I was so, like I said, the Note Air 4C was worse than the Note Air 3C in a lot of areas. Not just the fact the Note Air 3C didn't have a problem with layers. It was just it handled transfers faster. And it handled downloads. I don't know what it was. It handled downloads faster. Like I said, all this is documented on my YouTube channel. But you get pogo pens, LOL. Oh, Palm. I'm a sucker for pogo pens too. I don't care. The Kindle Scribe ColorSoft has pogo pens too. I think. It better. The 5C will still probably be better for your use case. I don't think so. Honestly, Aaron, I don't think so. Kindle does not allow NordVPN, any VPN other than their own preference. Probably. You're going to be, see, that's another thing. You're going to be locked in to a certain degree on the Kindle Scribe ColorSoft. The design is fine, so why change it? Well, it's getting left behind. I think that's why they need to change it. It's starting to look long in the tooth and old. Like when you look at this device here, fresh, this new design, bezels is nice and slim. There is no chin, there is no spine, and then you look at that. Yeah. I know which one I choose. Like design wise, this design is old and dated. Now I have no problem with it as long as there's nothing better on the market, right? Now there is a better design for a color eInk device on the market. This is just a better design. I would even argue that I haven't seen this, right, but I would even argue that this design for the Kindle Scribe ColorSoft is going to be better. I think it might be better. It may take the crown, in my opinion, for best designed and best built eInk device on the market. This could dethrone Remarkable, in my opinion. I mean, it's got the Remarkable aesthetic with the metal and glass, just with no chin. Right? And if it does color well, you will have color without flickering. So I mean, this could dominate as far as design goes for me. It could win out over Remarkable's design. But that's what I've been thinking. I've been thinking which one of those devices would be better. And right now, since I don't see any improvements from the Note Air 4C to the Note Air 5C, what's better? Chat, do we know what's better? Has anybody said what's better? Did I miss it? Yorink, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Main reason I purchased the 5C was for Android 15, longer support and better work profile adaptation. I hope. That's the hope, Yorick. That's the hope. But even that. All right. So Android 15 is new. Okay, cool. So if they updated it for Android 15. Okay, Android. It's the Note Air 4C with Android 15. Okay, why? I mean, they should just sold that for the same price. Why is it more than the 4C? The Scribe needed a change. The Scribe did need a change. Listen, we would not be having this conversation if the Scribe looked like the old Scribe, Aaron. If we were talking about the old Scribe still and not this beautiful beast right here, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I would never say the old Scribe would be better than a Note series from Onyx ever. But with the change of the guard at Amazon and with this new design and hopefully with new software, well, maybe not new software, but new software functionality, I think we might have a winner. They made the Go 10.3 and the Note Max looks so nice. Why not update the Note Air series? Right. You see what I'm saying, Palm? I mean, they have the capability to do it. They have the capability to make a really nice device. It doesn't matter, though. All the devices have spines. Amazon has figured out a way to make an eInk device with, what are we talking here? I think this is a 10.3 inch screen right here, right? I think we're looking at a 10.3 inch screen for the Scribe ColorSoft. If I'm wrong, let me know, chat. But assuming this is a 10.3 inch screen, and I think that it is, it doesn't matter really, because Onyx hasn't made anything without a spine. Design wise, I don't think Onyx can make anything fresher. The only way they could do it is if they change the spine to something that's either less of a spine, like they did with the Note Air, with the Go 10.3. So they could do something like, right? I mean, they've shown that they can do something like this and have, a minimal spine, right? Versus the Note Air 4C here, which has that thick spine, right? If you just take those, if you just take the spine off, right? Can I get something over here? Yeah, there we go. If we just block that, take that spine off, how sexy does this look now? You know what I'm saying? How sexy does the Note Air 4C look now without that spine? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'd be digging that. And I also would like this design over the ColorSoft here. I would like this design over the ColorSoft because I do not like the super rounded edges on the ColorSoft. They do that with all their devices with the super rounded edges. I think Onyx does it better with the sharp angle to the edges here. Not so rounded, you know what I mean? It's rounded, but it comes to a point. Man, that to me, anyway, what they did with the Go 10.3 here with a minimal spine is a move in the right direction, right? It's showing that they can minimize that spine. I don't know if the color display requires them to have more of a spine, but clearly Amazon figured out a way to do it, right? So that's my thing there. Is the Note Air 4C better? Is the Note Air 5C better than the Note Air 4C? If so, how? I don't think that it is in any way other than the Android number. But if it's not, and we're just getting a Note Air 4C with a better Android, then I think this is going to be the better device. I mean, if we're just judging the two, we're going to see. We're going to see, but I definitely think that would be the better device. What do we got in the chat? New Kindle is 11 inch. So the Kindle is 11 inch. So the Scribe is 11 inches, not 10.3. Okay. Why is this spine such an issue with how a tablet works? It's not. We're just talking about aesthetics here and design. Yeah, but if you were, but I guarantee 9 out of 10 times you show an eInk device with a spine on it to someone, you show them an eInk device without a spine and ask them which one they want to use immediately. 9 times out of 10 people are going to choose the one that looks the best because they don't know how well it works. This is like dating. You don't know how someone's personality is until you go talk to them, you start dealing with them, right? Initially, it's the looks that catches your attention, right? They even make you want to talk to them. Same with devices. It's the looks that make you want to kind of use it. Now, sometimes it's the functionality. I get that too. Sometimes it's the personality. Sometimes you get a whiff of the personality first before you meet them, and you're like, okay, I like the person. I like the personality. I like that software, or I don't. Yeah. If the Notes app can do tagging, outline, and link to other notes, I'll give it a shot. See, that's the thing. I think that the team working with the Scribe now knows this. I think the team working with the Scribe now knows all of that stuff, Palm. And that's why I say I don't think we're gonna get the normal Scribe software that's lacking in a lot of ways, like bulk file manipulation. This thing, I guarantee this thing does not ship without bulk file manipulation. Unless they've already brought bulk file manipulation to the Scribe and I didn't know. But I know not too long ago, not so distant past, it didn't have bulk file manipulation. I'm like in an ink device where you're saving tons of files to, like that should, like they added the ability to manipulate files because that wasn't even there for a while. And then they added the ability to manipulate them, but didn't think about the fact that, oh, yeah, we added tools to manipulate files, but we didn't think that people would want to manipulate more than one file at a time. What? That would be my next thing. That would be the conclusion of the thought. Oh, we're going to add file manipulation. Oh, we probably should add a way for them to add multiple files to this manipulation window and then manipulate multiple files. They didn't think about that. So that right there speaks volumes to the team that was working on the Scribe software in the past, right? They were trash. They should have been fired long time ago. The team that's there now knows better than to do something like that. 100%. I have faith in the team that's there right now. Everybody has different priorities, says Parm, and what they want from a device. For Rod, design is high up on the list. Absolutely. Design may not be anywhere on your list, Aaron. Everybody's different. Yeah. Yeah, Aaron does not care about that. I care about looks. I care about how the device looks. Does it have to be good too? Of course. If the looks is what attracts me, I'll use you if you look good. And I'm like it just can't look good, right? You can't just throw some diamonds on something and be like, oh, it's good. It's got to be a functional, well-designed device because I like good design. I'm a design guy and materials guy. So when it's designed well, that catches my eye. This, not designed very well. It's functional, right? I mean, there's no knock on this. I love this design before now. It's functional as crap. Like you got a spot for your hand. It's super functional. I get it. This design is just better. It's just better. Like, period. From a pure design standpoint, we're talking about. This is a positive change. If the iPad Pro had the Boox spine, no one would have bought it. Right. How? That's what I'm saying. And the thing is, Apple knows this, which is why, the iPad used to have like this, it used to have these really thick bezels, right? And it used to have this cupping thing that happened in the back. It like they did with their computers. And it was like a contoured bottom. They quickly got rid of that and shrunk those bezels as fast as they could. Which is why you see almost a bezel-less iPad now. Because studies show people want bezel-less. People want squared off and thin. Like, that's why they went from the rounded phones to the squared off phones. Because their studies show that that's what most people want. And that's who they're after. Most people. No, I need y'all to stay with Supernote. I don't need y'all jumping on the Scribe train now. Listen, sorry, Aaron. I'm super on the Scribe bandwagon right now, bro. So much so, like I said, I think that this Scribe right here could give the Note Air 5C a run for its money, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I'm excited. I just want some information on when this thing is gonna release. Just give me some info when this thing is gonna release. That's what I want to know now. What else we got here? So, considering all of that, if you guys were to buy a device today, a new color eInk device today, which one would it be? Would it, if the Scribe? Okay, that's kind of a hard question because we're speculating on the Scribe, at least a lot of speculation going on around about that. But man, I wanted to ask that question. I feel like it's a ridiculous question now to ask, but. I wanted to see which device you guys thought would be better considering what's going on with them right now, but we just don't know a lot. Hav says, could the reason for the Boox spine be because of the SD card slot? Maybe. Possibly. I mean, that is where it's at. So you got a good point. So Palmer's talking about the fact that the Note Air 4C and the 5C, by extension, they have this SD card slot right here, and you can see that right there. And that's clearly in the spine. So when you slide it in, that's going to take up room in the spine. I doubt they would use a spine just for that, though. You know what I'm saying? And Supernote found out a way to do it without a spine, right? Both the Manta and the Nomad, right? You find the SD card slot underneath the back here, right? So yeah, there are ways to do it that you don't need the spine. I think the spine is just something that what I think is they're saving money by keeping the same design, right? They don't have to put R&D into a new design and machining, factory costs, all that stuff plays a part, right? If they got this design that they can make money off of in the next 20 years, they're going to use it. You don't change your design until there's an external pressure to do so. I think that this Scribe might be an external enough pressure for them to do so, considering like there's no spine on the Paper Pro, there's no spine on the Kindle Color or the Scribe ColorSoft. So there's going to be some pressure on them to change the design of this device now. In my opinion, like you don't do that until there's external pressure. Now there's external pressure because this thing right here exists, or it will exist soon. Okay, my Go 10.3 is just going ham with notifications, and the volume isn't even on. I think I've said this many times. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. I'd buy the Scribe ColorSoft. That return policy is great. Oh yeah. Just tell us who you're working with for the new device review already. Hey, listen, I'm not working with anybody for the new devices. Although I have worked with someone on a device that's coming out in November, though. It's a use case thing for study and reading notes. I want the Scribe because I like using it and the reader. Well, the reason why I would want the Scribe, firstly, the design I like. That tells me a lot about what they're doing with the internals. If it's as fast or faster than the 5C, which something tells me that this is going to be. Like something tells me that they're going to have a chipset in here that's going to rival what the 5C has, if not be better. Like, I just believe that it is. With the support of people who know how to do software, and like I said, the people that are there know software. A lot of them are coming from Microsoft, so they know software. I just feel like they're going to come with the essential tools you're going to need. I don't think that this new Scribe is going to lack something that most people need to use for note taking. You know it's going to be a good reader. Like come on. Like we know it's going to have a good reader app. And that's been the knock on devices thus far that are really competing in the book space, right? The knock has been, oh yeah, it has tools in this, but the reader app isn't all that good. Or yeah, it has a good reader app, but the tools aren't all that good. Well, there's nothing that tells me the tools on this new Scribe are not going to be at least on par and run in parity with other devices in its class, right? I don't think it's going to be lacking anything that Viwoods has per se, because Viwoods is a good middle ground. Viwoods has they don't have all the tools that Onyx has, but they have the most important ones and some additions, right? So I see the Scribe being in the vein of a Viwoods AI paper in the tool set. All the tools you're going to need, and then they'll work on like adding more over time or whatever. But I definitely see this being in the vein of the AI paper in terms of software. Sheen says, I'm betting on the Kindle Soft to be to be the better. Amazon just has the resources. Absolutely. And with that, see, that's the thing. It's I think what happened before is that Amazon just had the resources, but they didn't have the people there that knew what to do with those resources. Now they have the resources and they have the people there that know what to do with those resources. I just think this is going to be a killer device. Just think about that. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm super excited for this device. Some say Viwoods is as far behind everyone. I don't see Viwoods as far behind anybody. They're way ahead of Remarkable in their note taking and everything else as far as tool availability goes. Yeah, I hear 5C is slow. Dude, I have no doubt the 5C is slow, especially if they're using the same SoC as the 4C. Also, after doing some research into eInk, I understand what the eReader, why the eReader is so good. The eReader is just good. It's got a lot of tools, but the only company that could rival Onyx with that eReader is Amazon with their Kindle reader. That's the only reader that can rival Onyx. So that's why I say I think this is going to be really good. If you couple a really capable Kindle or reader app, which no one will argue that Kindle has a really expansive reader app, you couple that with a good note-taking experience, and like I said, I have no reason to believe that this is going to come with any less tools than what the Viwoods system comes with, if not more. You have a really serious competitor to what Onyx is doing without the need of an app store. Obviously, there's always going to be a market for people who want that app store, so they're going to buy a Onyx Boox device. But for people like me who can take or leave the app store, as long as you give me some good native apps, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. Like, honestly. That's why I use a Scribe for learning now. Annotations are good. Annotations are so good now on the Scribe. I can't wait to use it. I've been watching videos of it being used, and that reflow that they have for annotations, man, stop it. Forget it. That kills anything that Onyx is doing, that reflow. So no one would argue the reader app on a Kindle device. Now they just have to prove that they can be competitive in the note-taking space. I think that's the only thing. I think that's the only thing they have to worry about at this point. Can they do that? Because this device, because the Note Air 5C isn't showing me anything new. Android 15. Okay, fine. You got Android 15. Cool. Now, what does that allow me to do? Nothing? Okay. Now, okay. Like, where's the functionality in having Android 15? How is it? I mean, I get it's the security portion of it. But, maybe optimization as well. Oh. Chat. I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out. I think that this Android 15 fixes their optimization issues with the old chipset. The chipset on the Note Air 4C was a new chipset. So it was a different nanometer process, a whole different process that went into that chipset. So they were upgrading the chipset totally from the Note Air 3C to Note Air 4C. I did a video on that too. That change came with a more expansive SoC. They never leveraged that new SoC the way they should have. And the reason why it probably was poorly optimized, it probably had to do with the Android version they have, which would explain why they're updating the Note Air 4C less than a year after it came out with the same SoC, because the Android 15, the additions to the software and the efficiencies that it brings probably fixed the optimization problems they had with the SoC in the Note Air 4C. Again, same SoC, different operating system, that might bring some optimization. Okay. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. I might have to pull out my researcher's hat and do a video on that. That might be a good deep dive to do, because it sounds like that's what's going on. Nothing's new in it. The only thing new is the Android version. The Android version may have brought some additions that helps with optimization for that chipset that they use in the 4C that they could never get to work right because of the Android version that it was on. They might have been limited by that Android version. I don't know that to be true, you guys. I'm just speculating here on what I know of these devices, which, like I said, is quite a bit because I did a huge dive into the SoC on these Note Air devices and how they work and the screen technology that they were using coming from the 3C to the 4C. Just based off that experience alone, I think that this may be what this is about. This would explain an update less than a year. This would explain why the operating system is the only difference. This would explain why they're staying with the SoC. It would explain all of that. Could be wrong, but this would definitely explain that for sure. All right, what else we got here? I don't need color for my major workflow, says Aaron. Hobbs says, what makes Kindle Reading King is the panel view lets you navigate panel by panel or color comics, and the whisper sync stops playing. They have a lot of good advantages. Like I said, that they got tons of time honing in and adding to that Reader app, right? The Kindle app is almost a de facto download for anybody getting a new phone that likes reading books, right, digitally. When people get new eInk devices, they're trying to figure out how they can get the Kindle app on there. So it's clearly a good app they have, right? Yeah, I just think that that's the thing. That's the thing. Wow. That was cool. That was cool. What else we got here? Did I miss any chat? I don't think I missed any chat today. Can't really say which one is better using them. Just because it looks better doesn't mean it will be better. Good point, Aaron. Just because it looks better don't mean it's going to be better. I agree with that. But because it looks better, at least I'm interested in it now. Whereas before, how bad it looked, I wasn't even interested. So at the very least, the more enhanced looks are going to get people at least interested in the device. Now, whether they actually buy one or not, whether they use it or not is a different story. But at least it's going to drive some interest because it definitely has my interest peaked. Someone who did not like the Scribe at all. At some point, we need to talk about the narrative of Viwoods being the worst tablet out and light years behind everyone. Why are people saying that? I don't. Yeah, you know what? That's what we'll do tomorrow. I'll research the Viwoods and see what people are saying about it, and I'll research some of the tech on other devices. People are crazy. That Viwood screen is so nice. It feels so good to write on. The calendar app is the best. They have a competent reader app. The note taking is really good. Not the best, but it's really good. Dr. Ling says, for my personal use, ColorSoft reader is nice and all, but the things I'm reading are 99% PDFs. Then yeah. So the Remarkable fits you well because they have no problem with PDF viewing on that device. Viwoods is good. Absolutely, Aaron. I believe you. I mean, that's how I feel too. That's literally exactly how I feel about Viwoods. Viwoods is good, without a doubt. All right, everybody. That's going to end today's show. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Let's go ahead and go through the chat crew real quick. So we got Aaron here. We got Dr. Lane. Thanks for being here. We got Hav. Thanks for being here. We got eInk. We got Palm. Thanks for being here. BM. All right, sir. We got who else we got here? Yorick. Thanks for joining. Yorik's a first time chatter. Thanks for coming for the first time. If you guys enjoyed the show, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And yeah, Discord is in the description below too. If you want to join or continue in these conversations, just join the Discord for the instant gratification of having tons of eInk topics to talk about and tons of other tech topics to talk about as well. Link in the description for Rant About Tech Discord. You go ahead and hit that there. We do this Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. I appreciate you guys for being here. Consider joining us again if you like this kind of content. And yeah, like I said, thank you guys for being here. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. And to the chat crew, thanks for being here. You guys saved me today. Have a great day, you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.